It's amazing how motorcycles are progressing these days, especially bikes for lighties. Now remember when we were lighties, we were allowed these tiny little 50cc buzz bikes. A bit later on, kids were allowed to ride 125cc's. Then the manufacturers came out with 250cc's, and now they've finally gotten to monster 300s. The world has never been better, especially for lighties. And the latest manufacturer to enter this fray is Yamaha with their twin-cylinder R3. Despite what Matt and Harry say, I am no longer a lightie. But even now, when I'm well into my 30s, I would still be happy to be seen on a motorcycle like this. Just look at it. It looks like a full-blown, fully grown, proper superbike. I think anybody would be proud to arrive on something that looks like this. Now, there's still a bit of a problem because although the manufacturers have caught on that kids should ride 300cc's, the law has not. And they say that anybody younger than 18 should ride only up to 125cc, which you and I know is absolute nonsense. But don't worry, there's a way around this. Right, that'll confuse the fuzz. Let's go. Now, this thing has a 321cc parallel twin engine, which is not the big news. The big news is the 180-degree firing order, much like the cross-plane crank on the R1, and more importantly, like the cross-plane crank on Valentino Rossi's M1. Man, this thing revs. Boy, does it rev. When I first got it, I revved it until what sounded like the pistons were going to jump up and punch me in the face. But when I looked down, I was only doing 7,000 RPM. And this thing revs to 12.5. Listen to it. That's a lot of revs. It hasn't got pistons. It's got two angry little gremlins scratching to get out. It makes 42 horsepower, which is quite a bit for a bike made for kids. And it has a top speed of around 190 kilometers per hour. Maybe it'll do more. It depends how long the downhill is. What is unique about this bike, and much of that is down to that cross-plane crank, is whereas the CBR 300, the Honda and the KTM RC390 all have tons of bottoming, so it comes from right at the bottom, like that. And the Kawasaki 300R has all the top end like that. This seems to have that mix of the two. So you can open it a low RPM, it'll work, and it still has some of that top end crank. What is important is that this bike is built by Yamaha. What's important about that is because two manufacturers, Yamaha and Honda, you can say what you want about them, the one thing you can't accuse them of is poor build quality. And here I'm speaking to the adults, the mommies and the daddies. Because you need good build quality. When I ride this thing, I can feel it's built well. Yamaha will not put a Yamaha badge on a motorcycle, no matter which factory it comes out of, unless it's built well. It's got to have that seal of approval. And that's really important because let's not kid ourselves. When your kid rides this bike, he's going to have it at 11,000 RPM for 90% of the time. And you need a bike that's built properly for that. Okay, enough adult talk, back to the kids. The most important part about this bike, and you'll agree, is that it looks like a full-on superbike. In fact, when I went to pick it up at Yamaha earlier today, they had it parked outside. I was late, so not paying attention as usual. I walked straight past it. I went to the Yamaha guys inside and said, hey, where's the R3? They said, well, just walk past it. Honestly, it looks that good. When you ride this bike, you're going to be the man. All your mates are going to be jealous and all the women are going to flock to you. When you ride this bike, you are going to be Valentino Lorenzo Marquez.